good things. Tell me something good. Annalise.
I have two good things.
All right, you gotta pick one. Remember, we can only say one.
Okay. My dad's coming.
Your dad is coming. Nice. All right. Very cool. It's always good when we get to reconnect with our family, isn't it? What are you and your dad gonna do? Anything cool?
I don't know.
You don't know yet?
Two are favorite things.
You're just glad he's coming, right? All right. I love it. All right, Cadence. Tell me something good.
It's almost my dad's birthday.
Almost your dad's birthday. Do you know how old your dad's gonna be?
34.
34. Very cool. Are y'all gonna do something special for your dad for his birthday? What are you doing?
We're gonna go to the park and go swimming.
Very nice. All right. So great day for your dad's birthday. That is definitely a good thing. Damien, what you got?
Then we went to Houston.
Houston. All right. You have family that lives in Houston, or did y'all just take a little road trip? Just took a little road trip.
Because we got invited to a party.
Oh, nice. Okay. So y'all went to see people. All right. Very nice. Road trips are always fun. Good things,
With
right?
my cousins.
For your cousins. So you did have family there. It was your cousins. All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
my cousins went. All my cousins.
Very cool. All right. Isel.
This Saturday's my niece's birthday.
This Saturday's your niece's birthday. How old's your niece gonna be? 1 year old. Oh, I love it. When my granddaughter turned 1, the theme of her birthday party was "It's the Big One" because she was turning 1, right? Yes, sir.
We're going to Mexico too.
You are. You get to go to Mexico. All right, very cool. You gonna visit family there in Mexico? Yeah. Are y'all gonna drive or fly? Gonna drive. All right. Mexico is a good thing. What part of Mexico? Do you know what part of Mexico? Where are y'all going in Mexico? Oh, to your grandma's house. All right. Very cool. Last but not least, tell me your good thing,
What's something good?
Damien. Share your good thing with me. Yesterday was your grandfather's birthday. Nice. Did y'all do something special?
From my son and my cousin came.
Okay, so you got family together. Did y'all cook him something special? No? What about cake? Do you have cake? Did you bring Miss Nixon some cake? I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Okay, we're going to get started with our science lesson today, all right? So today we are going to be talking about how do living things get energy? How do living things get energy? We're going to be talking about that today. So this is our important question, all right? I want you to just have this question in the back of your brain. How do living things get energy? And we have some objectives, some learning objectives that we need to know today. So but before I tell you the learning objectives, I want to talk about two very important vocabulary words. So do you guys know what it means when we say academic vocabulary? Those are two very big words, aren't they? So Damien, academic vocabulary, when we say that, that means it's vocabulary that you probably aren't using on the playground with your friends. Academic vocabulary is the vocabulary that we use mostly in our classrooms, okay? So they may be words like, so the first one is identify. So that means that we can recognize what something is, that we can tell or prove what something is, all right? So when you're on the playground, you wouldn't run up to your friends and go, can you identify that bug? Would you say that to your friends? No, you'd be like, oh, bro, there's a bug, right? You would be like, girl, did you see that bug, right? That's how we would talk on the playground. But in class, we say things like identify. That just means we want you to be able to tell us what something is, okay? And then describe. So describe means to tell about. So you should be able to tell about something. You wouldn't go up to Cadence on the playground and go, describe your cute outfit for me today, would you? No, you'd be like, girl, where'd you get that outfit? It's so cute, wouldn't you? Right? But in class, we will a lot of times we'll ask you to describe something, right? So those are two important vocabulary words. Our learning objectives today, this is what the state of Texas says you guys need to know by the end of the day, all right? So you need to know how energy flows through ecosystems in a food chain, and you also need to know how changes in a food chain affect the ecosystem, all right? So those are the things that we're going to be learning today. So you need to know those two things. They're very important things, right? Here is the vocabulary that we're going to be using today. And these vocabulary words are quite different. Sometimes these may be some things that you haven't heard before, so we're gonna talk about them a little bit. The first one is this word, it is producer. So let's talk about how many syllables are in the word producer. We have, what's the first one? Pro, okay. What's the next one? Deuce. And then the next one? Very good. Producer. So how many syllables do we have? Three syllables. So producer is a living thing that makes or produces its own food. Alright? So the word produce just means to make. To make something. Yeah, just to make something. So if I tell you, produce some good work for me today, what does that mean? I want you to make some good work for me today, right? So produce, so if we have a producer, that says that something's going to do something. So a producer is a living thing that makes or produces its own food.
I thought it was like a bracelet.
Excuse me, teachers, pardon this interruption, but we will be indoors for recess today. Indoor recess.
Right? Okay, next one is consumer. Let's do the syllables. What's the first syllable? Con. So we have consumer. How many syllables? Three syllables. So a consumer is a living thing that eats other organisms. Yeah, so you are a consumer. Because we like to eat, don't we? We like to eat things, right? We eat other, yeah.
And animals eat us because we have meat.
Sometimes that can happen. We hope it doesn't happen often, right?
They have the same exact end.
They do have the same end, yes. They have the same ending. We talked about those affixes last week, right? All right. Now we have another word, decomposer. Tell me the syllables. So say it together. Decomposer. So decomposer. And not like you poser. It ain't like that. Not that kind of poser, right? Okay. Decomposer. It is a living thing that breaks down waste and dead plants and animal matter. Okay? So this part right here, this compose, all right? Compose means to make something. So that middle part, that root, compose. D means to break something down. So decomposer. So it would be that same ending. So something something that breaks down, right? So decomposer. All right. Food chain. Now, you guys, you've been around the block. So everybody, raise your hand if you've at least heard the term food chain before. At least one time, the word food chain. And all your science, I get to teach you something new. Yay. All right. So if I say the word food, do we know what food is?
No.
You don't know what food is?
Yeah.
How did you survive life this long? Food, and then we have chain. Does everybody know what a chain is? Something that links together, right? Yeah, like my necklace has a chain and it links something together, right? So if I have a food and a chain, if I have a food chain, yeah, it's going to be how things are linked together. So the transfer of energy from one living thing to another. See, you just told me no, you didn't know what that was. All right, now, thinking about a food chain, our next term is food web.
Oh, I know what you mean. Food web. It means like food, but it has spider web.
Well, I don't think it has spider webs in it. So we know what a spider web is though, right? It's all connected and it goes out, right? So a food web would be how things are connected and how it spreads out, right?
There's a spider web right there.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk more about this vocabulary when you guys rotate around to me in small groups. We're actually going to make some vocabulary cards and we'll talk about this vocabulary more in depth. But I didn't want to get into the lesson and then you guys be like, what is she talking about? I have no idea what she's talking about. Okay? So we're going to start with this short video. We're going to start with this short video to kind of get us engaged. Damien, can you turn the light out for Miss Nixon, please? There we go.
talking about food webs and different ecosystems. It is important for us all to keep in mind that all life on Earth is interconnected, and even one small change can affect other organisms in big ways. An ecosystem is a community of living things and their environment. All parts of an ecosystem work together. Let's look at some of the organisms found in a pond ecosystem. We have marsh plants, insects, mice,
Yay.
fish,
Yay.
frogs, snakes,
Yummy.
and predatory birds. The sun gives energy to the marsh plants. The plants are then eaten by insects and mice. Those insects become food for the frogs and fish. Snakes eat mice and frogs, and birds such as hawks will eat mice, snakes, and fish. So now you can see how all of these organisms are connected. This connection is called the food web. What do you think would happen to the ecosystem if all of the frogs disappeared? Without the frogs to help eat the insects population would increase. Also, snakes would have to rely on their other food sources. Therefore, the population of mice would then decrease. The hawks would also be affected. The loss of one species in the ecosystem causes a chain reaction that affects all the other organisms connected to it. Let's talk about another example. What happens to a forest ecosystem after a forest fire? The vegetation that burned up in the fire had provided food and shelter for many forest creatures. Those animals will have to leave their old habitat and find new homes and food sources. The areas the animals move to may then become overcrowded, causing food shortages. The introduction of more small animals in the area will provide extra food for larger predatory animals, and their populations may increase. This is just an example of a few of the numerous changes which can take place in the forest ecosystem after a fire. So today we discovered how all living things are dependent on other living things. When there is a change in one part of a food web, it affects other areas. Here's something you can do to better understand food webs. Take or draw pictures of plants and animals that live near you, and then organize them into a food web.
Okay, so they have this question for us, okay? They want us to think about this. Suppose a freshwater marsh, so that's kind of like a pond, we would call it like a pond, right? A freshwater marsh experiences a severe drought. So that means that they have not had rain in a very, very long time. What's going to start happening to that water? If they don't get rain for a long, long time, what's going to happen?
It's gonna dry up.
Starts to dry up. We've experienced that here in Texas this year, right? It's been a very dry year, yes. So how does that affect the food web there? So she just showed you all the things that were in a food web. There were frogs, there were fish, there were snakes, there were all of those things, right? And they're all dependent on that marsh or that pond water. So what would happen, Yisel? What's something that might would happen? Okay, think about it a little bit more, Yisel. Annalie, sorry. Okay, yeah, so they have less water, so can that many animals survive with that water?
No.
That small amount of water, so what's gonna start happening? They either have to do what? They either have to go to different places or else they're going to die, yes. Yeah, so it's very important that, that we're aware of that. All right, so we're going to now look at, Ms. Nixon gave each person a textbook, except for you, Cadence, because I'm borrowing yours for just a second, and I'm going to give it to you. All right, we're going to do kind of a little scavenger hunt in this, in our textbook. So in our textbook, I want you to turn to page 406. At the bottom, you'll see 406. You'll see the title that was that very first question I asked you to keep in the back of your mind. How do living things get energy? So find 406. 406. So I want you to look on page 406 all the way through page 409. I want you to kind of just look through there. I don't want you to read it. I just want you to look through there and I want you to find the title. I want you to find some subheadings. I want you to find some captions. I want you to find some different text features. So you guys have been learning about text features ever since at least second grade, probably earlier than that, all right? So I want you to find a subheading. I want you to find some captions. I want you to find some pictures. I want you to find some headings, some bold print, right? So go through and find some of those things. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to just kind of, because you're not reading. You're just looking through, okay? And then I'm going to call on some of you to answer those things for me. So I'm setting a timer for 30 seconds. Okay, so I want you to partner up. We'll just partner up with your shoulder partners. So you two will be partners, you two be partners, and you two be partners, okay? I want you to partner up and I want you to share one text feature that you found, each person, and it can't be the same thing. So you can't both say pictures, all right? So I want you to share a text feature that you found. Maybe it was a bold print, maybe it was a heading, maybe it was a subheading. I want you to share a text feature that you found. Share with your partner. Okay, Cadence, what is one thing that your partner found? What did your partner find? Okay, what was the picture of? Yeah, she found a picture of a bird. And then if we read the caption would tell us about that bird, right? Very good. All right, tell me what your partner found. She found what? I'm sorry, say it a little louder. Okay, so she found some bold print. It was a question, right? It's gonna make you think after you've read it. So you found some bold print. All right, very nice. Damien, what did you and your partner find? A subheading, all right? Read me the subheading. What subheading did you find? Very good. In ecosystem. All right. Very nice. So we found some of our text features, right? We know what we're doing there. Okay. So we are going to, with your partner, you are going to read page 408. Page 408. I want you guys to take turns and read page 408, and then we're going to talk about page 408. So it's at the bottom on the page, you should see page 408. I want you to read that whole page. That's under the subheading, Energy Roles in an Ecosystem. So partner read with your partner. Go. Now you know today. Okay, so what did you notice? What words were you reading about in that? Producer, consumer, decomposer. Yes. So you were reading about those vocabulary words, right? You can close your books. All right, so now we're going to talk about where are you at on the food chain. So where are you at on the food chain? We're going to talk about that by thinking. I want you to think about this morning. What did you have for breakfast this morning? So I don't want anybody to say anything. I want you to keep it in your brain. Just keep it in your brain. We're not going to say it yet. I just want you to think about all of the components of your breakfast this morning, okay? And then we're going to do a stand up, hand up, pair up, and we're going to rally robin. So I'm going to show you what a rally robin looks like. Annalie, will you pretend with me? Okay, so for rally robin, when we get with our partners, here's how we rally robin. I say one thing and one thing only. Then she gets to say one thing and one thing only. Now you're going to be rally robbing about your breakfast this morning, but we're going to just, as a example, we're going to do candy, all right? So I'm going to say one, then you'll say one, all right? You ready? Skittles. Twizzlers. Snickers.
Kit Kats.
Hubba Bubba. Okay, so y'all see how that works? We're going to go back and forth. So you guys are going to do that. So I want you to just leave your, actually, when you stand up, come place your book on the front table. Come place your books on my front table. And then you're going to stand up.
Put them right here.
Yeah, just put them on the front table. Stand up, place your book on the front table. You're going to put your hand up. Hand up. Everybody's hand up. You're going to walk around the room until I stop the music. When the music stops, you're going to pair up. So you got your hand up. If we were beside each other, we would pair up. We would shake hands. Say, I look forward to working with you today. Okay? Everybody got it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start the music. You start walking. Go. Okay, everybody has a partner?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are going to rally robin things you had for breakfast this morning. So you can only say one part of it, and then the next person gets to say something, okay? So shake your partner's hand, look them in the eye, say, I look forward to working with you today. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Pancakes. Waffles. Cereal. Waffles.
Time. Okay, go back to the carpet. All right, so I heard a lot of people saying cereal. I heard a lot of people saying waffles. I heard somebody say eggs. I heard somebody say milk. I heard someone say donuts. So lots of good things that we had for breakfast this morning, right? So if we are on this food chain, right? Did we have to have the sun?
No.
If you had waffles or cereal, they have to grow, right? They have to grow the wheat that makes the flour so that they can process the flour. If you had donuts, waffles, cereal, right? So you had to have the sun, right? Let's just say you had milk. All you had this morning was milk, okay? To get milk, where do they get milk from? Cow. Cow has to have what?
Milk.
No, what does the cow have to have?
Wait, grass.
Grass. What does the grass have to have? The
Sun.
sun. Okay, so for you to have your breakfast this morning, no matter what, it had to start with the sun, right? And then, yeah, then it goes to the next thing, which either it might have grown as wheat or barley or whatever, or it might have been grass.
Or barbecue.
Then the cow eats the grass, right? And then we get the milk from the cow, or I heard somebody say sausage. Instead of a cow, where do we get sausage from?
Pig.
Pigs, yes. So maybe the pig had to eat the grass, right? For you to get that. And then we get to have our yummy breakfast.
To get meat, we have to.
But our
cows.
question was, how do we get energy, right? So how do living things get energy? So we need energy, right? Let's talk about ways that we need energy. So think about some different ways that you might have used energy already this morning. Don't say it. I want you to just think about it, okay? So I want you to think about all the ways. Stand up, hand up, pair up with a different partner. Stand up, hand up, walking till I stop the music. Find a different partner. Cannot be the same partner. All right, we got it?
Yeah.
So now you're going to rally Robin ways that you have used energy today. Okay, you ready? Wait, I gotta set my timer. Go.
Wait. I get sure. Fruit.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the time because I'm hearing ways you got energy, not ways you used it. Today I want you to think about ways you have already used energy. Okay? So not how you got it. I heard somebody say fruit. That would be a good way to get energy. But how are you using? How did you use energy
I
today?
said play.
Okay, playing. That would be a good one. Okay, that's a good example. All right, wait, no. Oh, wait till I start. Go.
To jump. How about you? Sports.
And time. Come back to the carpet. Thank you. All right, Damien, tell me one way that your partner used energy this morning. What did he say?
Working out.
Oh, you got up and worked out this morning. Very nice. That's healthy for you. Okay. Isel, what did your partner say? What's one way she used energy today? To jump. Okay. She's been jumping up and down over here, right? I've been making her get up and down. All right. What's one way your partner used energy? In sports, you've already played sports this morning? Oh my goodness, y'all must have already had PE. Okay. All right, Cadence, what's one thing your partner said that you used energy?
Working hard.
Working hard. Okay, yes. So, we use energy a lot, right? If we really had to list everything, you use energy this morning by opening your eyes, sitting up in bed, getting up, walking to the restroom, brushing your teeth, fixing your hair, sitting in your chair and writing, right? We used lots of energy already. Just even to eat, we use energy, correct? So yeah. So we have, this is a consumer. We learned that a consumer does what? Well, we do know a bird flies, but in how?
The next one is a producer.
It uses its energy to fly.
Like I said,
Decomposer. So this is a mushroom. Decomposer.
It could break.
Yeah, it helps break things down, right? And then a producer. It makes things, right? So that we can consume them. Yes. Very good. All right, so now we are going to, we've already talked about this. She talked about this in our video earlier. She talked about our food chains and our food webs and how they all work together, right? So now we're going to divide up into our groups. I am going to have Cadence. Who else is in Cadence group? Cadence and Emmanuel. Cadence and Emmanuel, grab a book and you're going to my back table. Everyone else, you're going to get your Chromebook, get a set of headphones, log into Google Classroom, and you're going to go complete your Flipgrid assignment in Google Classroom, okay? So everyone, go go to your group.
Can I go to the restroom real quick?
You don't have time.
Hey, Bruce.
You,
Meg, Dad, Ben, Top, two. What's a two? Look, if you put it, I take this, and
okay. Go ahead, get logged in. Go to My Clever, go to Google Classroom, and you're gonna complete the assignment in Google Classroom. Okay, I did, I was close, wasn't it? All right, we are going to turn 425, find page 425. And we're only going to cut out our vocabulary words that we used today, okay? So we need producer, find producer, okay? You're gonna cut out producer. You're almost there, there you go. Find the word producer in your vocabulary card, and I want you to cut out producer. Then we had consumer, so let's find consumer. You don't see it on that page, you may have to turn the page. Consumer. Consumer. Very good, yes, we're gonna find consumer, cut out consumer.
Science.
No, you go to Google Classroom.
Does it have to say science flip?
Yep, it says science flip.
Where? I don't have it.
Then we had decomposer. Decomposer, very good, cut that one out. Then we, okay, hang on, that is time. So we'll continue this tomorrow. So you guys will start with your flip, and we will start here tomorrow, okay? So just take your scissors and your vocabulary cards and just put them in the book and close them so you know right where we were at, okay? So just put the scissors and those, and I'll keep them on the back table for you back here, all right?
I'm gonna put them right here.
Thank you.
Oh no.
And then you guys make sure you exit out. Don't just log out. Make sure you exit out. I mean, don't just shut your Chromebook. Make sure you exit out.
I did exit.
And then we will start here tomorrow. We'll start with our small groups tomorrow, okay? Make sure you grab your Chromebooks. You're gonna line up on a dot. Make sure you put back everything correctly, just like it was.
And pushing the chairs.